3 reasons you should be bilingual and you should be using it on a daily basis. All right, so let's start with the first reason. It's a pretty simple one. The bar is pretty low for Americans. People do not expect Americans to be able to speak their language. So if you're an American and you go to another person's country, or even if you're in America and you speak to someone in their language, it's a shock, because our attitudes as Americans is basically, you should speak English. And I'll explain to you in a very simple stat how foreign it is for Americans compared to the rest of the world. So this is an article from the Washington Post from 2019. Half of the world is bilingual. What's our problem? Okay, so I don't need to read all of this. It talks about high school students, but this paragraph is the most important. So this is a young student who's talking about how his, his foreign, or not foreign, but some of his classmates were graduated with a seal that basically said they were bilingual. And he said, there was no such seal on my high school diploma. I speak some Chinese, but like most Americans, I rely on English. And then here, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, only 20% of Americans can converse in 2 or more languages, compared to 56% of Europeans. Experts estimate about half the human race is bilingual. Half the human race is bilingual compared to Americans, which is 20%. Now, if that would not make you stick out as an American, I don't think anything else would. It's very simple. If you're American, you already speak fluent English and you can learn, I don't know, Spanish, you can learn Chinese, whatever. And you, as an American, you would have the edge on any other American competing for whatever you're competing for, because not only are most Americans not speaking a second language, most Americans don't even believe you need a second language. The second thing I want to talk about is, the second point is simply, you're going to open up more business options. You're going to open up more options for business. Now, there's tons of business options, from restaurants. You could go somewhere and start a restaurant. You could start a business in a second country, or you could, sell items in another country. But I want to focus on this, which is the Amazon marketplace. All of these are countries that have Amazon marketplaces, right? So of course, American, there's UK, so there's English. You have Germany, you have Italy, you have France, you have India, you have Spain. Let's keep going down. You have Japan, you have Canada, which is English. You have Mexico, Australia, UAE, Brazil. Okay, so these are all places where if you could be a third-party seller if you set up an account by simply being able to do the paperwork in that language, and then being able to do customer service in that language, right? Because here's the deal. The thing that's amazing about Amazon, or Amazon is a substitute for any online, marketplace, is that as an American, you can bring a certain specialized product to that market that no one else is thinking of. And your benefit to that market would be, you're thinking as an American, what could this market use? Okay, I'm going to bring this to market. Now, how can I do something special for my customer as an American who speaks that language? And you could do this in India. You could do it in Spain. You can see all the countries. You can do it in Mexico, and you could do it in Brazil. And this is going to give you a leg up on anyone trying to enter that market as a foreigner who doesn't speak the language, one, or as a native who doesn't have access to the things you might have in America to import and sell on that market, or even as a on the ground, brick and mortar business. So yes, business opportunity. That's certainly a second reason. And the third reason, and I can tell you, I can attest to this, at my age, it keeps your brain young. It really does. Speaking a second language it really keeps your brain supple. This is an article, again, another article from the Washington Times. Let you see it. This is an article from 2018, and it's talking about how speaking to language may help the brain. And there's a lot here, but here's a question here I want to read from. I want to read from this question here once I get to it. Okay, so here we go. Here. So does a bilingual brain age differently than a monolingual brain? So we know from studies starting from about age 25 that your brain starts to decline in terms of working memory, efficiency, processing speed, and those types of things. As you age, these declines become steeper. The argument that as we get older, monolingualism puts brakes on and makes that decline less steep. Evidence from older adults is the strongest kind supporting bilingual advantage, the second strongest coming from children. When you look at bilingual individuals who have suffered neurodegeneration, their brains look damaged. From their brain scans, you can see these people should be more forgetful or that they shouldn't be coping as well as they are. But that's not the case. A bilingual brain can compensate for brain deterioration using alternative brain networks. So researchers call this cognitive compensation and conclude that it occurs because bilingualism promotes the health of both gray and white matter. So this is a very interesting article. I'll make sure I'll put the links in the description of this video, but learning a second language, not just learning it, but using a second language, it has so many positive effects. And I'm sure I'll have a variety of people watching this video, but especially to the passport bros. And I mean this when I say this. I want to pull this chart back up again because every country you're seeing here, think about if you're Germany or Italy or France, you're in Spain, you're in Japan, you're in Mexico, you're in Brazil. If you're in that country and you can do business in that language, you have opened up another customer base. But not just that, you have opened up a whole new group of people that you can communicate with for business reasons or non-business reasons. As a bilingual person, I implore you, take the time to not just learn a language, but find a way that you can integrate that into your career, your business, so that it becomes something that is necessary for you to do on a daily basis because of the three reasons I explained here. You're going to have a net benefit from those things. Okay, so with that, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. And here is a video I made that is 3 things that would help people who are assimilating to a new culture. It's a little bit of an older video, but when I made it, I'd like to talk about some of the things that really helped me when I assimilated to living in a country abroad. So take care, please like, share, subscribe. Feel free to comment down below and start the conversation, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.